from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
Your chance to ask questions about Henrico County Public Schools' return to in-person learning coming up tonight, and new information from the school system's survey of families earlier this month. We'll have details about those stories and more in today's Henrico News Minute for Tuesday, October 27th, 2020. It's brought to you today by the Steve Dowdy Insurance Agency with State Farm.
And now for the news.
Well, a Henrico Schools survey earlier this month showed that a significant majority of respondents in Henrico's two easternmost magisterial districts and a slight majority in two other districts indicated that they plan to keep their students learning virtually if public school reopened with a 4-day in-person schedule. Meanwhile, a majority of those who responded from the 5th district, Tuckahoe, said they plan to send their children back to school in such a scenario. Well, the school board voted last week 4-1 for a 4-day-a-week return plan beginning November 30th and December 7th for elementary school students and in early February for middle and high school students. Those who choose to go back will attend Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, but learn virtually on Wednesdays. Survey results showed that 1/3 or fewer of respondents from 25 of the 71 schools surveyed indicated that they would send their students back in person as part of a 4-day plan. All but 4 of those schools were in the Fairfield or Varina districts. By contrast, responses from families at 26 other schools suggested that half or more of the students at those locations would return in person in a 4-day plan. All but 8 of those schools were in the Tuckahoe or Three Chop districts in the West End. Families at Tuckahoe Elementary School seem to be most ready for their students to return in person. 79% of them indicated that they would be back in the 4-day plan. And on the other end of the spectrum, families at Fairfield Middle School are the least interested in that plan. Only 22% of them indicated that they would return their students in person. Carver Elementary School in the far West End was split right down the middle, with exactly half of the 294 respondents indicating their students would return and half indicating that they wouldn't. Overall, just 29% of Fairfield District respondents and 31% of Varina respondents said their students would come back in person. In the Tuckahoe District, that number was 55%, while in Three Chopped it was 47%, and in Brooklyn 44%. You can read more of our analysis of the survey at henricocitizen.com by clicking on Education. Tonight, Henrico Schools officials will hold 2 virtual meetings to answer questions about the in-person return to school. The first at 4 p.m. will be hosted for employees, and the second at 6:30 for families. You can visit henricoschools.us to learn more or to tune in. Well, since the start of the school year, 3 organizations, the YMCA of Greater Richmond, the Henrico Police Athletic League, and the Henrico Education Foundation, have hosted low-cost, full-day childcare inside Henrico schools, thanks in part to financial support provided by the county's Board of Supervisors. We visited with the YMCA and PAL to see how their in-person childcare sessions are going. You can watch a video on our website, henricocitizen.com, by clicking Education. We have a new way to learn about the region virtually. Richmond Region Tourism is launching a virtual version of its popular I Am Tourism Ambassador Workshop tomorrow from 9 to 11 a.m. A second session will be held November 10th during the same time frame. The workshops are free. They're designed to help participants gain a visitor's perspective of the region and an understanding of tourism products and offerings. We've got a link to register for the course on our website, henricocitizen.com, if you click Community. TSA officials stopped the 16th gun of the year at a Richmond International Airport security checkpoint October 25th. That surpasses the total number of firearms detected at the airport during all of last year, despite 60% fewer travelers since the start of the pandemic. An Arizona man was caught with an unloaded 9mm handgun and a magazine with 16 bullets among his carry-on items. Airport police responded to the checkpoint, confiscated the gun and magazine, and cited the man with 2 summons. A typical first offense for carrying a loaded handgun into a checkpoint is $4,100, though fines can go as high as $13,669. Henrico Police arrested and charged 3 people in connection with a shooting that occurred October 23rd in the 4500 block of Hillbrook Avenue in eastern Henrico. That's not far from Masonic Lane. Sekou Diallo, 22 of Henrico, faces a number of charges, including malicious wounding and use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Tyrell Ashley Davenport, 20 of Richmond, and Cameron Timone Walker, 19 of Henrico, each face charges of assault and unlawful entry. The shooting victim was treated for a non-life-threatening injury. Henrico County Public Schools high school specialty centers offer students a chance to immerse themselves in an area of particular interest, and the school system is holding virtual open houses to educate students and their families about these specialty centers all week. The Center for Engineering at Highland Springs High School had its virtual open house last night. Tonight it'll be the International Baccalaureate Middle Years Diploma Programs at Henrico High School. Tomorrow, the ACE Center at Highland Springs, and the following day, the ACE Center at Hermitage. A number of additional sessions also are planned in November. To learn more or see a full schedule, you can visit henricoschools.us/specialty-centers. Henrico's Raven Witherspoon is one of 10 students nationally who will be honored this week by a Chinese Language and Cultural Studies Center in Washington, D.C. Witherspoon is a senior at VCU. She's an honoree in the Confucius Institute U.S. Center's annual People to People Award essay competition, and she'll be recognized at the 5th annual CIUS Center National Honors Gala. It'll be hosted virtually October 30th. Her essay highlighted her passion for learning and cross-cultural exchange between China and the U.S., focusing on finding unexpected friendships with students in China through pen pal programs. You can read her essay by visiting henricocitizen.com and clicking on Community. Employees of one local company are going to be working from home through the end of next July. Henrico-based Elephant Insurance yesterday announced those plans. They say the majority of their 630 employees, most of whom are based in Henrico, will be at home that long. And company officials are using that time to look at the future of the workplace and surveying employees to learn how they feel about working from home now and in the future. Most Elephant employees have been working remotely since mid-March, though some did return to headquarters shortly after Labor Day briefly. Henrico's 7-day positivity percentage of COVID-19 continues to increase. It reached 5.3% as of October 22nd. The county's 7-day daily average of new COVID cases also is up to just about 40. It was as low as 16 on October 3rd. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by the Steve Dowdy Insurance Agency with State Farm. You can save up to 30% with Drive Safe and Save. Contact Steve Dowdy today at 788-9022 to learn more.